Hello, I am Prabjot Kaur. Welcome to my channel Social Robotics Talk. In today's video and next upcoming videos, we'll be diving deeper into Aya family of models. Aya models are released by Cohere Labs, and these are LLMs just like ChatGPT. The key here is that Aya models are multilingual and they cover 101 languages. Some of them are actually low resource languages. So you can interact with the Aya LLMs in your own languages as long as it is part of the 101 languages that this model is trained on. Before we dive deeper into the Aya model, we need to have some background information. So we're going to gather that before we dive into the Aya model itself. To begin with, let's take a look at Cohere Labs website. What I wanted to show you on this website is about the Aya family of models. So as we see here, there are many models. So we have Aya 101, which is the very first model that they released in this family of models. Then we have Aya Expanse, Aya Vision. Both Aya Expanse and Aya Vision have 8 billion and 32 billion parameter models. We are going to start with this model called Aya 101, which is a multilingual LLM as we were discussing, and it is trained on 101 languages. Here's the paper that publishes the Aya 101 model. The paper is called An Instruction Fine-Tuned Open Access Multilingual Large Language Model. If we break it down, it's actually pretty straightforward. So it is a multilingual large language model. And then it says it's an instruction fine-tuned. What that means is this model is trained by fine-tuning some other model. And how it is fine-tuned is through a technique called instruction fine-tuning. Today, I am not going to go through all of this paper. We will do that in one of our future videos. Today, I'm going to provide background behind this Aya model. All right, so this is a diagram from the paper that we just saw about the Aya model. As we can see, the Aya model is fine-tuned version of another model called MT5, and it has been fine-tuned using many different data sets such as XV3X, Aya collection, Aya dataset, which we'll study in detail. But the most important thing is that it is fine-tuned through instruction fine-tuning. What that means is when we fine-tune this MT5 model, it is fine-tuned with dataset called instruction fine-tuning dataset, which looks like this. So we have a question, and then we are training the model to answer that question. And then it has been evaluated on many different tasks that are shown here, and also for things like safety. This is at a high level what Aya model is. Aya model, Aya 101 specifically, it was released in February 13, 2024, so it's pretty recent. When we read this paper, it's going to tell us that it is fine-tuned MT5. Now, MT5 is another model which was released in 2021, and MT5 stands for Multilingual T5. So naturally, you might be curious, what is this T5? Now, T5 is another model that was released in 2019, and this T5 stands for Text-to-Text Transfer Transformer. So we need to really understand what is this T5 in order to understand what Aya 101 is. Now, this T5 is based on the original transformer model, which by now I'm sure you know what it is. If you don't, I have a video on my channel which I'll link here, and I discuss in detail what this transformer model is. So this transformer model, along with the concepts that are introduced in another important paper called BERT, these two papers we should know if we want to understand the T5 model. And I will go through T5, MT5. There have been other models released for IA 101, such as MT0 and Bloom, and they are trained on datasets such as Roots and XP3. What you are seeing today in 2024, there is a history that we can trace back to 2017. Now, the good thing is all of these models are open source models, and also the datasets that you're seeing here are datasets. So if you go to the Hugging Face, you can find every single one of these models. All right, so all of these models that I just showed in the previous slide, they have papers, and I spent the last 2 weeks or so reading all of these papers and will share with you all of them one by one. And in addition to these models, the IA model is trained on certain data sets, and there are papers that describe those data sets as well. So anything that you see here highlighted in yellow is what I will be covering in these upcoming videos. So in the next video, we will study what is this MT5 and the T5 model. As we discuss these two, we will actually also touch upon some basics, fundamentals from transformer model and the BERT model. So that's all for this video, and I will see you in the next video. So if you like the content that I have here on this channel, please consider subscribing, and I'm sure you will learn a lot about the IA models in the upcoming videos. All right, I'll leave it here, and I'll see you in the next video.